guys, welcome to my channel. So today I have some interesting stitches to share with you guys. But before I do, I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on just this ongoing issue. Okay. So we have pastors coming at women who are child free. We have women coming at women who are child free. And, I can't help but think, is it jealousy? Is it really jealousy? Because you guys claim to love your children so much, yet the minute a woman say she doesn't want children, oh my God, it's she's the worst person alive, even if you don't know anything about that person, right? So I'm just genuinely confused. Why the outrage when we say we don't want kids? I personally think that the goalposts will always be changing when it comes to women, the expectation for women, right? You're single, there's something wrong with you. You need to hurry up and go find somebody. You have a man, and it turns out that things didn't work out. Y'all break up, you had a kid together, now you're a single mom, you should have chose better, right? You're saying, you know what, I don't think children are for me, I don't think marriage is for me. You decide to be child free by choice or just single by choice. It's an issue. You're selfish. The goalposts will forever be changing when it comes to the expectations that the world has for women, especially the expectations that men have for women. I personally believe when I used to be younger and I was told the power lies between my legs, it went right over my head, right? But as I get older and choosing to be child free, one of the reasons were that same phrase, the power lies between my legs. I believe I can make change. I do. I think if I don't have children, can you, my cat? Yes, I am the stereotype. Okay, I have a cat. I live alone. Yes. And I do not mind. Anyways, um I do believe that the change that I can make is not having children. That helps the workforce because the less people we have in the workforce, in my opinion, is the more people that gets paid more, right? Because when you look at supply and demand, if jobs have a bunch of people they can hire constantly, hiring new people, they can let you go. That's why jobs are just letting people go whenever they want, right? No notice, no nothing, but they're expecting a 2 weeks notice from you, right? So I believe if there's less people working, then actually we're able to make a living. We're able to get paid more to make a living. Oh my goodness. This is why I can't have children. That alone just annoys me. Anywho, I believe that, that's the change that I'm personally making, for the environment, for the people around me, for the future generation. I don't care what anybody has to say. You thank me later. You thank me in about 5 to 10 years, okay? You thank me. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is how men are constantly coming at women saying, do this, do that, change this, improve that, um, be mothers, be wives, help your man, hold your man down. But no one is preaching to men. Those pastors are not even preaching to men. to change? Why are women choosing not to get married, not to have children? What have y'all done in the past that caused this huge change? Right? But nobody wants to evaluate that reason. Nobody wants to look at, the underlying reasons why women are making these choices. It's women, 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 but not men, 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 and taking accountability. Anywho, go ahead and get started on those stitches.
I have a question for all the ladies out there. Who do you guys think men hate more? Child-free women or single mothers? I find that both those demographics get an ungodly amount of hate from men, and now I'm just really sitting here wondering, who do they hate more? Myself, as a child-free woman, I have had men tell me that my life is meaningless, I could die today and nobody would miss me. I've had men tell me that my marriage isn't even a real marriage, it's just a situationship. I've had men tell me that I'm gonna go to hell. A man once called me an evil witch who sacrifices children to the devil. Like, men do not like me. I also had a man once tell me that I'm a deadbeat to society because I'm not having children. I've also been told that I should just unalive myself. I've had men threaten to unalive me. They've said that they're going to come find where I live, come here and pew pew me because I'm just such a waste of space that I shouldn't even be alive. I've had grape threats against me from men. I've had men say that, again, they're going to find where I live, come here, grape me, and force me to be pregnant. And I've even been doxxed. Someone literally posted my address with threats to come here when my husband wasn't home, all because I'm child-free. And then I just got to thinking, do single mothers also experience kind of these things with men? Because honestly, it really seems that no matter what a woman does, some man somewhere is going to be mad about it. So let me know your thoughts, because I'm genuinely just really curious about this and see what you guys think.
Lied to feminist women talking about how wonderful their life is because they don't have a husband, they don't have children. So they're showing, oh, today I slept in, I went to the spa, I went to Belize. They just talk about how nice their life is because they don't have the inconvenience of a husband and children. And these are young women who have been perpetually lied to. And I'm just telling you, if they do a follow-up at 50, they're not going to be happy. They're going to be working late, they're going to be lonely, they're going to have 7 cats and a couple of STDs. And then at Christmas, they're going to be all alone, very sad. And what they're not going to post is, I'm winning.
By now, you're all aware of the loneliness epidemic that's going on with single men. And what I find really interesting is the amount of men that are coming to their aid. And rather than trying to encourage these men to be better catches, to encourage these men to be better partners, they'd rather try to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing them. Whether it's Tyler Perry saying, even if all he could do is pay the light bill, if he loves you, take him. And now you have this pastor. A pastor sounds like he's listening to these Manosphere podcasts. Even the pastor is saying that you're going to die alone. Even the pastor is saying that you might as well get you some cats. You didn't get that out of a Bible, pastor, but you did get it from a podcast. Why not tell these men to be better? Why not tell them to be more emotionally intelligent and to help out around the house and to be caring and thoughtful and loving and to not think that everything revolves around them? As soon as women start decentering men, you start seeing men from the pulpit to the parking lot, sliding down the wall, throwing up and crying and all of that. It's like, they'll do anything but change. They'll do anything but improve. They'll do anything but be a better mate. So now you have this pastor trying to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing these men. There's a reason why they're not getting picked. You tell women to pick better, and when we're not picking you, you get mad about it. It's because you're not better. Telling a woman that she'll be better off with just any of these men than being alone? There are worse things than being single. There are worse things than being alone. The worst thing is actually being with somebody that makes you feel alone. But here they are from the pulpit pushing on you. You know what? You better get somebody because you're getting older. So is he. And if he's worried about being older and being alone, then he better step it up. I'm not even a single woman, but it's exhausting to me the amount of people that don't believe that you can be single and be happy. They could believe that you could be a George Clooney and a Leonardo DiCaprio. You could be a bachelor into your 30s and 40s and 50s and nobody bats an eye. I bet he's having the time of his life. But if a woman does it, oh, I'm sure she's miserable. Not every woman is built for that. Not every woman wants that. But she's selfish if she doesn't choose that. Because her life is all supposed to be about service and servitude to some dusty man. They hear you, pastor, but they're not buying it. They're not going to let you convince them that they're not happy when they know that they are. They would much rather be single and selective and waiting until they find somebody that's worthy of their choice than just settle for anybody because the men out here are lonely. They're going to stay that way until they make themselves better choices. There's a woman on here that has 2 dogs and they are absolutely adorable. And she takes really good care of those dogs. Like she bathes them, gives them these like spa treatment for the dogs. I'm talking about cooking steaks for the dogs. Like the dogs eat better than some human beings. And it's just a single woman just taking care of those dogs who treats them like they're her children. The men in the comment section, the way that they are jealous of literal animals, the way that these puppies have these men, they're boxers in a bunch. It is insane. But they feel like all that effort is wasted. Like, because they want one of them to deserve all that effort. Why isn't she making a steak for one of us? Why isn't she clipping our toenails? Why isn't she like, sir? Some of these men, they only think that women are here for their utility. You're only here to be in service to one of them. So if you're out here and you're not serving one of them, they feel like your life is being wasted. How dare you cook and clean and you're not doing it for one of us? Child.
If you ain't got no kids by 32, you ain't married by 32, there's something wrong with you.
Yes, you might be damaged.
Whoa!
That's just the truth. You may, 32.
I ain't gotta speak. I can drop my mic.
Whoa!
And the young ladies gonna be mad at me, but think you gotta go dig deep. You gotta do work on yourself. What happened to me? That's if you want marriage though too. But when he says if you're not, something probably because most women want marriage and want a partner.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
One thing about me, I don't mind being the villain in nobody's story. Call me Michael Myers, because I know you about to be afraid of my ass. Because if you think having self-preservation is a red flag to you, that just sounds like you want to use and abuse me. Take advantage of me for your own personal gain. Since we talking about red flags, you know the biggest one for me is these folks that think having a legacy means you gotta have some damn kids. It sounds like you just trying to have kids for your own entertainment, to give you some type of validation for your own miserable, poor existence. You know what's so pathetic is that most of these modern day men really think their highest accomplishment in life, their highest aspiration is procreation. It's giving very animalistic to me. Y'all don't got nothing better to do. Y'all don't got nothing else to build besides just trying to treat my body like a dumpster. And at the end of the day, that's not going to happen in this generation. You might as well hire a surrogate. And that's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars to complete your little legacy.
I find it so funny when people say women are selfish for not having children. Selfish to who? Or the school shooters running out of targets? Or the predators running out of victims? Or the war machines running out of warm bodies? Selfish to who? Because we can't even protect the children we have now. But you want to add more?
Guys, I was interviewed by Bored Panda about being a child-free woman. Oh my God. So one of the interview questions was, why do people get so hostile when they find out that a person doesn't want kids? And I think there's a multitude of reasons, but the primary ones are that, you know, especially a parent might see a child-free person and it stirs up resentment in them because they had to make a lot of personal and financial sacrifices in order to start a family. Secondly, they may just be jealous. And then thirdly, it may just, you know, remind them that maybe they weren't ready to start a family when they did. I decided not to have children because there's a genetic disease in our family that gets passed down to 50% of the offspring. And I just didn't want to be a mom. I am fine being a rich auntie. I think a lot of people, one of the things that bugs me the most is that people overall do not trust women, especially in their 20s, to make that sort of decision. I hear all the time, you're going to change your mind, blah, blah, blah. Like child-free women, they reach out to me. I'm in my mid-40s. I'm not worried about getting pregnant. But so many women in their 20s reach out to me and say, I tell people that I don't want kids, and people always say to them, oh, you'll change your mind. You're not, old enough to make that sort of decision. Trust women. Leave them alone. Even if they do change their mind, get out of their uteruses. Leave them alone. Anyways, do what's best for you. Have kids, start a family, don't have kids, whatever. Just, be nice to those for the decisions that they choose to make.
A report shows that by 2030, 45% of working women ages 25 to 45 will be non-married, no kids. And you might say, well, what's wrong with that? If you think that you're going to be 45 years old, no kids, not married, and that you're going to genuinely be fulfilled in life because you made money.
So who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him that a lot more women are embracing the rich auntie lifestyle because they're tired of men and their weaponized incompetence? I know some men think that it should be the honor of your life to marry them and take care of them like a child, cook for them, clean for them, do the laundry, all of that, take care of them and their offspring. That's the honor of your life. That's the reason you were created. Like, now your life has meaning. It's all projection. They're the ones who are afraid of growing old and dying alone. But they'll try to tell you that, no, that's what you're afraid of. How could you possibly be happy with all that money? To travel, to see the world with? It's not like, as a single woman, she still couldn't entertain a man if she wants. She doesn't have to marry one. She doesn't have to have a kid with one. She can just entertain one, go on some random dates if that's what she wants. Like, we realize that with the marriage comes a lot of responsibility for her. She is expected to do so much. And a lot of these women these days would rather take on 100% of the financial responsibility, 100% of the domestic skills in a house, rather than do it for you and get nothing in return for it, because you still want her to pay bills. So she's single, in her 30s or 40s, unmarried, child-free, with lots and lots of money to do whatever she wants to do with, nobody to answer to, no responsibilities to anyone except herself. It kind of sounds like you're threatening these women with a good time to me.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
I'm asking you.
Why don't I want to have kids? I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
You know what's selfish? Having kids to heal your inner child. You know what's selfish? Having kids to keep a man. You know what's selfish? Having kids to get that tax money. You following me? Because it's quite selfish having kids to heal your inner child, to give you that childhood that you never had from your own parent, expecting that poor baby to give you that unconditional love when you haven't even taken the time to love yourself. Having kids to give you some sort of meaning in this life, or to entertain your boredom. Now that's selfish, if you ask me.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
I'm asking you.
Why don't I want to have kids? I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
Run away from men that think that a woman's only purpose in life is to be a mother. Those are the kind of men that think that women are just here to serve them. Her whole life should be about service to somebody else. She's taking care of her husband, she's taking care of her kids, she's taking care of the house, but nobody ever thinks about who's taking care of her. Forget her goals, forget her dreams, her aspirations. Some of these men think the only reason women were created was to take care of a man and his offspring. I don't blame this young woman at all for not wanting to have children. How many times have we seen men make a woman into a married single mother? How many times have we seen men abandon a woman and leave her to raise a child on her own, not want to take care of the child financially because he's mad at her? Move all the way across country, doesn't even see the child. To punish the mother, he won't see the child or be in the child's life. How many times have we seen men weaponize motherhood against a woman? I don't blame them. It is a risk. Having a child with a man is a risk, and some women aren't gamblers. They're not going to take that risk. Look how Jeezy did Jenny Mai. That woman didn't have a child with her last husband because she was afraid that she would end up being left alone. Jeezy was like, nah. You don't got to worry about that with somebody like me. I'm different. I love you. You can have my baby and I'll be here with you. That woman had that baby, and a year and a half later, that man was out. Some of these men use you being the mother of their child to try to control you. They want to slow you down. Some of these men weaponize children. You're not talking about they want to be a father. They don't want to be a father. They want you to be a mother.
A lot of men, not all men, a lot of men get upset when you are young, single, beautiful, and childless. Let's talk about it. Y'all be ready to villainize a lot of women because they don't have children and they're not planning to have children. And to me, it's like, that's not on everybody's 2024 bingo card. Y'all supposed to be protectors and providers, and a lot of y'all barely do that. And y'all be in the comments talking about choose better. When women do choose better, it's a problem. And a lot of men know that even if you have children that are not theirs, it's still a way of control, because they know you can't hop and bounce and do what you want to do when you want to do it on your time, because you have children you have to look after. So it makes you more stable. It makes you stay in the same places. It makes you do the same things repetitively, knowing that you have to provide for your children. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because when you're a mom, you should do it to the fullest. You should want to be a great mom. You should want to create a lifestyle for your children that's consistent. But when you don't have to be consistent in any routines because you don't have no kids, girl, men want to eat you alive. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. Oh, she's always outside. Well, baby, I can do that. I don't have no kids. I don't have no responsibilities. I can do what I want. Oh, you need to be doing this with your career. Baby, if I want to stay in a career where I'm only making enough money to support me, what's the problem? It's only me. And I think this applies to all women. Men do not like it. Like, I had an ex-boyfriend. He used to be so mad because when we'd get into arguments, like, I'd get on flights and like go out the country with my friends, because it used to be like a thing. What's this, back like maybe 2-3 years ago, you could catch like a red eye to London. Like, I could leave Chicago like 8 p.m. at night and be at London at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I have a lot of friends in Europe, and like they'd be like, oh, Bianca, you can stay at my house, you can stay here, like just book your flight. And the flights used to be dirt cheap, so I used to go to Europe a lot. So we'd get in an argument, I'd get on the flight, be in London. He would be pressed, like he'd wake up the next morning calling me, but baby, the phone's not going through because I'm in Europe. And my thing is this: I just want young women to understand, y'all don't have to subject yourself to anything. You can make enough money to support yourself, spend your money on what you want to spend your money on, pay your bills, and do you. You don't have to be anything toxic. You don't have to, you don't have to be stable, especially as a black woman, because I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but my parents, they kind of make me not scared. They're okay with me traveling, but like me living on my own and moving to a different state, they're kind of weary about. But I did it anyway, so it's one of those things where you just got to make your life about you, and decenter men, but center yourself. Do what makes you happy. Stop living your life for so many people's accolades, because baby, they'll never give it to you. I have an older sister, and she literally does what makes her happy. If she doesn't want to go to a family event, she will tell my mom, my dad, everybody, like, no, I'm not doing that because I don't want to do that. That doesn't align with me right now. And she literally lives her life to the point where she is the happiest person I know. She takes such good care of herself. She's beautiful. She gets all her hours of sleep. She doesn't have no man stressing her. She lives with her boyfriend. Boyfriend pays all the bills. She lives a very, very soft life. Like, she just does what she wants, and she doesn't care what anybody says. My parents are like, no, you shouldn't shack up, you shouldn't do this. And she's like, no, I'm doing what I want. You get what I'm saying? She doesn't care. And I'm not saying be reckless and put yourself in harm's way, but do what you feel is right in your heart. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That will be you supporting my channel. So, like the last content creator stated, just do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy, no matter what it is that, society is saying, no matter what you feel like you're being forced to do, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Find your why and stand on business. So, yeah. Thank you. I will see you guys in my next video.